All right. Good morning and welcome to the Neary Building Committee Communications Subcommittee meeting. It is Friday, January 17th, 2025, and it is 9:03 a.m. All voting members are present. The first agenda item for today is meeting minutes. We do not have any available from our last meeting, so those will be available for the next meeting. So the next update is the communication plan update. So what I wanted to do is provide an update of known items that have happened since our last meeting. Both, I know we've been providing updates as part of the subcommittee, but also as part of the broader Neary Building Committee when we met a couple weeks ago. And then what we're in the process of scheduling and doing, and allow the subcommittee to react to those actions and see what else needs to be done. So over the past few weeks, we've had our first set of open office hours. I will provide a summary of that shortly. And then we also had our first, we had two sessions with the Southborough Kinder Group, which is primarily parents that do not have school age. They have at least one non-school age child, is probably the best way to put it. They may have older siblings that are already in the elementary schools. So it was a very different discussion there than open office hours. In terms of next steps, I think we agreed as a formal building committee to schedule open office hours every other week moving forward. So I'm waiting for the room reservations to be confirmed, and then we were going to publish all remaining 7. I think the goal would be to have at least 2 Neary building, well, no more than 2 Neary building committee members present for that. And Greg is also going to have someone from the education side try to attend them, as best as possible. It could be a member of the school administration team, it could be a principal, it could be potentially even a teacher. So we kind of just, again, someone that can speak to the educational merits of the project as they come up, because I think that is an item that continues to kind of get lost in some of the broader conversation. And I can tell you that the questions are starting to come in more on those particular topics. The other item that we are in the process of scheduling is, as you all know, probably our most attended event was the Principals Coffee Hour that was kind of jointly held at Finn, but hosted by all 3 principals and SOSs back in November. So we are going to kind of continue to double down on that approach and not have it be in place of their whatever they typically would do with any sort of educational programming or other items they'd like to highlight, but in addition to just make sure that the messaging is getting it out to that population. And then we have now filmed a series of videos both with Southborough Access Media as well as some voice overlay with over Zoom for other parts of the presentations that we plan to start to publish. I think my request in terms of where we publish it is I think we'll do small tidbits on Facebook and social media. We'll have probably a weekly newsletter that can go up through Parent Square and try to get our subscription up there. But equally as important, I think having the Neary Building website be up to date and contain these and have them easy to find, based on, category headings of someone cares about the site, where do they go? Someone cares about the cost, where do they go? Someone cares about the educational plan, where do they go? So with that, maybe Greg, I'd have you weigh in a little bit in terms of uh, what additional steps are being taken, in particular on the website, given that that is kind of the source of truth as we've mentioned to the community to date. And you're on mute. There you go.
Yeah, so in terms of the website, so I am going to ask Kathy Carmignani to take more of a lead role in organizing and keeping it up to date. So we are meeting as a central office leadership team on Tuesday afternoon, and that is one of the tasks. So I talked to Kathy already. She's going to reach out to Julie Marshall, who is our kind of our web coordinator, and get up to speed on the tool, and also talk to Mariana and then I'll also meet with her and organize the pages based on some of your feedback, Jason. Hoping to have that done by Wednesday of next week.
In Roger and Denise, one of the things we did is we did ask a few school committee members to listen to the videos to offer kind of an outside in perspective. And I think we're incorporating some of that feedback into how the videos came out. Um, it's not as easy to ask you to watch the videos and provide feedback because then we have to come to a public meeting. So the one thing that I would say is as you watch the videos, I ask you to bring the feedback to our next meeting now that we have kind of a regular cadence schedule. And I will have a specific agenda item there if you think there's something that we need to record more of or re-record. Hopefully we're not going to have too many new facts other than cost at this point, but we all know that this is an evolving project still.
Okay.
Any other thoughts of things we need to be doing or should be doing?
I would like, well, unless someone looks at this as a foolish request, can, Greg, I guess someone in your team put together, the topic is educational benefits, the educational benefits of the new school. And I want to say a Cliff Note sheet or a 10 item bullet sheet, that if somebody, says, well, what about these educational benefits? That could hit them with 8 or 9. Well, yeah, they're significant. And there's one, there's two, there's three. They're not going to hang around for 15 minutes. Okay. But, the things that in your view are really, really important and significant for the kids as well as for the teachers. Is that a ridiculous request, or is that something that wouldn't be too tough to put together?
No, we're working on a draft document. So we have a draft. A few of us worked
Okay.
on it yesterday.
Okay.
My goal is to create a little packet for the school committee, easy access to the FAQs, the videos, and just a cheat sheet.
Well, I
So
think
you have,
if I had the draft, I could probably put together my own bullets from it, so I could, kind of alleviate that part of it. But
yeah, and we are looking for feedback on the what we're calling the top 10 benefits.
perfect.
So we can, I don't know if Jason, if you want to, for time's sake, how to best get feedback on the document. Maybe,
Um,
maybe through, um, I'll ask Chelsea to review it. And
so,
if you review it, Jason,
okay.
and then,
I mean, I'm happy to call a quick subcommittee meeting too, so that, because, or you could review directly with Roger
yeah,
as well. I don't feel I mean, I'm totally fine delegating from this committee any sort of educational benefits for Roger to work directly with you unless Denise has
I'm
any.
happy to do that.
I have no problem.
Yeah, so I think that's what you do, Greg. So I
I was
think
trying to, yeah, that's perfect. So Roger, you and I will connect. What
Excellent.
the timeline that we have, the deadline is that we're trying to get this done before parent teacher conferences.
Which
So
are
that
when?
March.
Okay. So you're guessing that,
so we have some time, I guess. It's March.
okay. So I want to schedule, another session at the senior center. And the two pieces of information, and I think Mark was going to join me. We haven't determined a date at this point in time, but, Pam always wants a little lead time. The two pieces of information I want to make sure I'm armed with are as current a financial picture as I can have, and also the kind of the top 10 educational benefits, because I think that even though, yeah, the seniors don't have kids in school, nonetheless, I think many of them appreciate, that educational benefits for kids in Southborough are a positive thing for the town. So it's not all about the tax dollar. Anyway, that's the method behind my madness.
Okay. I think is very appropriate given that you are the school committee representative. Denise.
I totally agree. I just want to be really careful. How do I put this diplomatically? Because I believe in the education piece of this 100%. But there are those out there that say our teachers do a good job. We have good educational outcomes. I think we also really need to push the deteriorating condition of that building, because I think there are some out there that are going to really zero in on that versus we have a great system. We have, great teachers, great programs. And I just don't want to, walk away from that as heavily as I think we need to push, because that is a big concern. That's why we're doing this, as well as the education. But do you see what I'm trying to say? It's not like I don't believe, Greg, in the education or Stephanie, because I 100% do. I just think there are those out there that, are going to find a reason. But it's pretty hard to find a reason not to vote for this when you think about the asbestos, the ADA, all of the structural building issues. That's only my concern. I want to be careful.
Roger.
Denise, I want to follow on with that because, yes, I have heard, whether it be, I think in the, in the town hall meeting room, whether it be in the hallway, well, it's teachers that teach, not buildings. And I think that there are some significant things that can be said about, I don't want to disagree with that. I want to agree with that. I want to say you're absolutely right. And let me tell you how teachers can teach better, right? With facility capabilities such as, right? And if you go talk to teachers, they'll tell you that also. So I think rather than argue with the because that's what sometimes that comment is set up to do. It's really teachers that teach. It's not the building. So I want to go. You're absolutely right, and let me follow on with that. So to the degree that not, there may be there's educational benefits, and then some aspects of that are enabling faculty to to do some things that they can't do right now. All right, if that makes any sense at all.
It does.
Greg.
The one pager, which is back and front and back. Sorry, we're also on the back doing current conditions and then a picture and then new conditions. So there's also some visuals that show the difference between the current condition and the new condition. So that will be part of that. But I agree. It's how can we demonstrate what, the benefit to our faculty and staff as well.
And Greg, I think the other, like with those pictures, and we'll see whether we need captions or not. I feel like part of it, Roger, is also about making do, right? Like teachers are doing great things, but if you kind of understood the ways that they're making do with what is.
It's a great comment.
So for example, yes, kids work in the hallway, but they're often like sitting on the ground, side by side, as opposed to having a really set up place where a small group would meet in a learning commons, or, instrument storage is on, makeshift shelves in the hallway. Like just a lot of, or our music rooms aren't accessible. We make do by doing this and this. So I think that's another kind of narrative that we can use.
Greg, is your hand still up or all right. Okay. So I will move on from communication plan update, but I think we have a lot of things in motion and would suggest that we will keep this on every agenda, but suggest that if you have ideas or specific items you'd like to target, we should continue to have this active and robust dialogue and assign homework as we go through each of these upcoming meetings. In terms of release and review of FAQs, I'm not aware of any new ones that we need to do today. I have asked Craig, though, and we're going to work through reordering how they appear on the website and try to tie them together a little better in terms of either prioritization, right? So what are the questions we get from every single session we do? Or try to organize them a little bit by timeline. So if someone's just coming into the project, one of the things I've seen from some recent Facebook posts in particular was people just saying, "How do I learn about the project?" And thankfully, many people have just sent a link to our website, which I think is the right answer. But I don't think that the way we've currently organized our FAQs, which were fit for purpose when we originally posted them, makes sense anymore. So again, that's part of the website update that Craig had mentioned. It's not a content update, it's just kind of an ordering update. I will tell you, as part of the open house, office hours and kinder group sessions, I think there will be probably a few new questions that we'll have to think about, review at an upcoming session as well. Anything on FAQs? All right. In terms of public comment, is there any public comment? Okay. Meeting schedule, we are scheduled 2 weeks from today. I expect that agenda will have a summary of the open houses. I keep saying open houses, open office hours that have occurred to date by that point, so that we can react and figure out if we want to do any FAQs with that, and also an update on some of the actions we've talked about today. My intent is for us to meet frequently, but have them be brief meetings and check-in type meetings. Go ahead, Roger.
I hope this isn't out of order. When is the next NBC meeting?
It's in February. The next one that's been posted is for February 10th. There will
Okay,
likely be a finance subcommittee meeting prior to that we will post for the full committee to the extent that anyone wants to listen to the detailed finance part before it gets summarized coming up. So February 10th.
So I'm not planning on a sustainability subcommittee meeting that I'm aware of before then. But I have some minutes that I need to get the committee needs to approve. Can we post a sustainability subcommittee meeting within the NBC just for that purpose quickly, or do I have to post a separate meeting somehow or some other place?
I will coordinate with you offline and make sure the agenda allows you to get your minutes posted.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. So with that being said, is there any other business? We lost Denise, but we still have a quorum. Oh, she's back. Any other business? All right. Seeing no other business, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call vote. Roger?
Yes,
Denise?
you're on mute.
Oh, she looks frozen too.
You're off mute. I wonder for speakers.
Yeah, it looks frozen. I'm going to say aye for mine, which will officially adjourn us. And it was good to see everyone and have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Nice to see you.